Hey guys, I was going to have a break from YouTube today because I've done like 6 videos a day for the last 6 days and it's fatiguing because every one of them's pre-written and I've read a lot of books to get to these videos. I've read dozens of books to be able to... I seem to need to know a lot more about the subject I'm talking about than I'm talking about. I need to know a lot more about it, which is why I read the outdated neurosurgical textbooks. They're fantastic for that. So I was going to have a break today, but I couldn't help myself. I've got so many ideas for content. There's my YouTube wall, as you can see. Highlighted ones are completed videos. Ones that aren't highlighted aren't complete yet, or haven't been written yet, or I haven't read that specific book because I need to be able to cite what I'm saying. So thanks for tuning in, guys. Today's about shoulder and cuff, or a sling, and avoiding shoulder subluxation. Hello everyone, welcome back. I tried to find a clean shirt to wear for this video, but because I've been painting this house for like 2 years by myself now, everything's covered in paint. There's nothing I can do about it. Today's topic's about whether you should wear a collar and cuff or a sling after a stroke. Now, I'm going to give you the advice that I was given by somebody I know that's a very, very senior occupational therapist, very senior, very well read, and she knows stroke. She knows stroke back to front better than anyone I know. So the only time you would wear either a sling or a collar and cuff on your stroke-affected arm is if your occupational therapist says that you're at risk of shoulder subluxation, which is where your shoulder is so weak that it literally slips out of its joint. And if that happens, you want to avoid that like the plague, by the way. You want your shoulder propped up with pillows. This senior neuro-occupational therapist, as I said, when I had the stroke, she had the E-stim on my shoulder for, no joke, 12 to 20 hours a day for like 2 weeks, because she knew that shoulder was everything and you don't want your shoulder to sublux. So it's up to your occupational therapist on that one, but I would never ever recommend putting your arm in a collar and cuff or a sling post-stroke. You need to use it. You need to use it for everything. I drink coffee with my left hand. Too much coffee. Milo, stop squeaking. Hey baby, squeaky little toy. Hey baby. So it's Milo. So yeah, as I was saying, the only reason is if you're at risk of shoulder subluxation, but there are things you can do to put in place, like if you've had a stroke, the stroke nurses in intensive care and the physios and the stroke nurses at rehab, they know to prop your arm up. They prop a pillow up under your arm to support your shoulder. If you don't have a strong shoulder post-stroke, you won't have a strong arm. You can't get to second base with one foot on first, okay? So focus on your shoulder more than anything in the early days. Heaps of electrical stimulation, as much as you can possibly tolerate, and then 10% more than that. So that's what I did. Because it hurts after a while, yeah? Having your muscles contract for 8 hours, after a while, you get sick of it. You're like, turn this off. But she'd be like, nah, another 4 hours. And then we'd rest it for 2 hours, put it back on, different spots. She drew where the pads went, because she knew where the muscles were that needed to be activated in my shoulder. So she drew with a permanent marker on my skin exactly where the pads went, so I could put them on myself. And I would wear it through the night while I was asleep. So if you don't have a strong shoulder after stroke, you won't have a strong arm. You can't get to second base with one foot on first, like I always say. So I avoid a collar and cuff or a sling as much as you can, unless you're told otherwise by your occupational therapist. They're a lot higher than me. They can assess your shoulder strength and they can go from there. Thanks, guys.